Welcome back to A Tales of Two Bros. I am Angel,
I'm Adan.
and this is the year of anime. Well, I'm going to make it the year of the anime because I'm going to get more into anime or get back into anime to match my brother.
There's a lot of catching
And
up to do.
correct. But as for today's series review, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba. I think I said it wrong.
And you took Japanese in college.
What? Kimetsu no Yaiba. Yeah, well, I think I said Yaiba wrong.
I don't know. I don't speak it, so I can't clarify.
If you want to learn how to save money in gas, groceries, restaurants, check the description below. It's not a sponsor. We don't get any kickback from it. It's just our saying thanks for our viewers of watching and listening. Also, check the description below on how you can save a life or two. Spoilers. All right. So, yes, Demon Slayer, let's just call it that, is currently streaming on Netflix and in Hulu. And just looking up on Rotten Tomatoes as a parameter, if you will, of the scoring or the rating, it's also on Hulu, and they have 3 seasons.
Yeah. Well, Hulu and Crunchyroll have the most seasons. So Netflix does a lot of anime, but they don't get the best contracts. A lot of times you'll miss seasons or they're coming really late and they like redub what's already been dubbed. And there's been arguments that like Netflix destroys anime. As far as like the people out there, if that's all you got, that's what you got. There's nothing wrong with that.
I have Hulu. I have Netflix. I don't have Crunchyroll. You do.
I gave you my role. Oh, they're not doing the same thing Netflix is doing.
But still. But anyway, so now I have to go to Hulu and catch season 2 and season 3. But I think the movie that follows season 1 is pretty much season 2, correct?
Technically, there's the movie, and then there's the expansion of the movie, which they consider that like to be season 2. So did you watch season 2 first of all, to clarify?
No, I just saw season 1 and I saw the movie.
Okay.
Which pretty much takes place on a train.
So for me, I don't even consider what they consider to be season 2, like because it's really like a 1.5. Because what they do is they take the movie and they expand it into like a mini season. So it's like 8 or 9 episodes, and that's the movie. There is the official season 2. It's like the Red Light District or whatever, and that's a whole different arc and storyline after the movie.
Good to know. So I'm trying to get back into anime, which is honestly I think it's unwise because I watch so much already, but I do like anime. And we started our anime or my reintroduction to anime with The Way of the House Husband. And that was the wrong one. And I should have started with this.
Oh, yeah.
Demon Slayer is, in comparison to The Way of the House Husband, so much better in many ways. I love the premise of it. I love how the character is brought into this world or lifestyle, if you will, or change of life style. You're going to have to help me because I can't remember the names.
I'll pull that up while you're talking.
And the music to it was so good. That caught my attention more. That's what grabbed my attention or held my attention in watching the series. Now, real quick, we have the premise here is that family in a village or from a village, that he has a special trait that he is, I don't know. I don't remember if they went to detail how he has his ability where he can smell and recognize like certain things, or he can identify like a cat or an animal can, where they can smell things from afar. They can distinguish something so easily just by smell. And they show that in the beginning.
And then, who you're talking about is Tanjiro. Tanjiro Kamado.
He's like the town's woodsman or heat provider, meaning he brings charcoal for those who need it to heat their home or to help cook their food.
He's a little bit of a jack of all trades. He's the town's utility guy for the most part,
or like handyman, if you will.
Yeah, I would go that because they ask you see in that first episode they ask him for a lot of favors. Hey, can you do this? Can you do this? He's a very nice guy. He's a very kind-hearted soul.
Right, and from a lot of excuse me, and a lot of series and movies we've seen where we see the hero emerge is like he or these heroes are desiring to be something different. Here is different. He was totally content of what he was doing. He
Yeah.
was so happy with his life. And then he's thrusted into this world that he didn't want, didn't expect, but then he has to be because he's trying to save his sister who was attacked and killed by Michael Jackson. And I'm
Well,
sorry, that character, whoever it is, that character looks just like Michael Jackson.
oh no, you're not wrong. And that's the big bad. Well, his sister technically wasn't killed, but she was turned.
Right.
His entire
No, exactly.
family, though,
Mm-hmm.
they were all killed.
Bloody mess. And I find it like humorous in a way, like smart and cute how he subdues her by putting a bamboo stick in front of her mouth that she can't bite. But at the same token, she can easily take it off. It's not like her hands are bound behind her that she can't take off that bind, but she keeps it there. I guess to do it in a way that she has control. Like she won't, it won't be so easy that, to do it as it's a sign of I don't know, I guess weakness in a way on her part because she is conscious. She's not totally turned.
Yeah.
She is conscious of what's happening. She has control. She knows that it's her brother, so she won't kill him, even though she almost did because of the initial wake up.
Yeah. Think of the Lost Boys, right?
Okay.
Remember Michael,
yes.
when he loses control, he becomes more feral. That's what happens to her. And like he has to restrain himself sometimes. And the big bad that you're talking about that looks like Michael Jackson, it's funny when you look him up, on Google, it'll show like him and his Michael Jackson's face from Moonwalker.
Right, because that's how it looks like that. He has the hat, the suit.
He does change through the series, but yes.
But he has like some also military patches or detail on that suit jacket like Michael used to do.
Muzan,
okay.
How was the first episode impacted you? How did that feel? Because the first episode starts off very unique, and then it starts changing the pace after that.
Yeah, because he, like I said, you see him as like going about his day, nothing unusual, and then his world turns upside down when he comes home and sees everything that's happening, and then he sees his sister trying to attack him or kill him or eat him, and then he's stopped by one of the great swordsmen, which was really cool. Like he wasn't stopped, but a demon slayer came in to stop her and to destroy her, to slay her, and the hero stopped him from doing that, and then he becomes a demon slayer himself and bringing her along, showing that not everyone that is bit will turn, if I'm not mistaken. That he's just using her not just an example, but also try to turn her back into normal. Like I said, it's been a long time since I really saw anime, and The Way of the House Husband was a bad starting point. And this series goes back. It's better than Dragon Ball Z, I'll tell you that. It's not so like stretching of a person walking for 3 episodes.
Sure.
It had me engaged. It was 26 episodes for the first season. And I pretty much watched it any moment I could. I think I watched it in 2-3 days.
Yeah, I think it was 2 days because you said I started watching it. I'm like, okay. And then shortly after that, I got a text. I finished season 1. And I'm like, oh.
And I love the side characters, especially the blonde.
Oh, Zenitsu.
Zenitsu, he was cool. The reason why I liked him is because he was like a Jekyll and Hyde.
Yes.
When people are met with a threat, is either a fight or flight. And he was the average person where he will flight, he will run away. But when he goes into, I guess, a total state of shock, his inner self or the true demon slayer will wake up and his eyes are closed. He's like a Zatoichi, the blind swordsman, in that aspect where he cannot see, but he can move, he can adapt and all the stuff and take care of business. The awakened one or the awoke one, the scaredy cat, he wants to be in love. Was chasing one girl, then he starts chasing the sister.
Yeah, he starts chasing Nezuko.
Yeah, he starts having dreams and fantasies about her. And then I like the other guy with the mask, the ego guy.
Yeah.
It's like, you beat me, you're stronger than me, but I must fight you to be the bigger what, like something like that.
Yeah.
It was
Well,
weird.
he's always wanting to be the best and the strongest. And I believe that his name is Inosuke, which is a very, like in anime, that's like, I hear Inosuke all the time. But he's like raised by boars or something like that. And he wears a boar's head. And he has that serrated sword that's jagged.
Right.
Yeah, the characters are literally characters unto themselves.
Oh, it's great. It's like a different dynamic. It's almost like the Seven Dwarves, where you have the level-headed one, then you have the extreme one, you have the one that's like dopey and grumpy or whatever, and then you have like you have the demon slayers.
I mean, I think there's 7 demon slayers, so that
right. I mean, there is a lot, right? And they're all cool. Now the movie one, that comes right after.
Yeah.
Because like where season 1 ends, that's where the movie or 1.5 starts.
Essentially. Yeah.
Yes. And they go on a train and they fall asleep, and they had the one with the flamed hair or like the highlights, like it's like a flame.
Kyojiro.
He was cool in the sense, and then he ultimately sacrificed himself to defeat the demon. Unfortunately, he fails. He dies because of that. But he gets visited by his mom, saying you did good, and that's pretty much what he wanted. Like have his mom's approval, even though she already approved of him, and she always loved him, and she always showed that. So I guess it was just like the final icing on the cake for him to rest in peace. And the demons themselves were great characters.
Oh yeah.
Usually, yeah, in anime, usually is like they're so grotesque and so extreme.
And you may have like 1 or 2 good ones that like are like the big bosses, but in this one, a lot of the sub character demons, they have a lot of good character development themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't remember all their official names, but like the drummer.
Oh, and he's trying to figure out the rhythm to it, because there's a rhythm to it. He's trying to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
The hero, who's the one where like say the room changes angles.
That was the drummer.
Okay.
Yeah, because every time he hit a drum, it would flip the room or change to a different part of the house. Or like the female demon and her, I want to say they were brother and sister.
The white ones.
Like
with the webbing.
No. Before that, the ball and the eyes and the hands.
Okay.
But the Spider Clan, I call them the Spider Clans. That's the white ones you're thinking about.
Right, but he was weird because the thing is, like, he claimed he wanted love and wanted a family, but all he wanted was control.
Yes, he wanted protection because he felt like his family turned on him and whatnot.
Right, and he was trying to take his sister. What's her name again? I'm so bad with the names.
Oh, Nezuko.
So yeah, because he wanted her because he saw how
protective she was of
right.
Tanjiro.
It's kind of hard to pinpoint a good scene or dynamic scene.
Well, I mean, you watched a lot of content. So
I watched a lot of content in quick time, and I like the part though where he is able to figure out. Like, he wasn't hot-headed; he was level-headed. He will take time to figure things out. Sometimes he couldn't, and then when he couldn't, he will get saved by either another demon slayer or his sister, and then he'll learn from that. And the music score was so good; it was so fitting for like the action scenes. And
like, that was one of the things. Like, I want to say in the last couple of years, the opening and ending soundtrack to Demon Slayer is like one of those ones that just like it hits. Like, you can go to anime conventions, and if you start humming the opening sequence of that song, people will start singing along with you. Like they get hooked on the opening, but the sound score, you're right, it fits it very beautifully. The show itself, for me, is artistic in a lot of ways. Like the animation style, like how they fight, their techniques are embodied by the elements. I'm going on a limb to say that they don't literally manifest water or fire,
but they have it when they have a certain sword technique. Like, he has a water technique, the other one has a fire technique. So because usually in anime, when they have a technique, they say it out loud, like they're calling it out, they're letting you know what's happening. Here is internal, they think it. We hear it because for the audience sake, but they don't shout it out, they don't let the opponent know what's happening. I guess they call it out to help manifest that technique. We will do the same thing as we fight. Okay, I'm going to do a hook kick with this person, but I'm not going to say it. Yo, I'm going to do a hook kick. I think it,
Don't
They
yell
try to
out,
make it
hook
happen.
kick.
I know, exactly. Like, oh, you can shoot, you can shoot, you can. I think my favorite character is the one that came, the Demon Slayer that presented himself first. I think he had a two-tone jacket or cape.
Tried to kill Nezuko at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, the silent one. You.
Was he silent?
Yeah, he was pretty much like in the first episode. He barely talked. He was the one that like threatened to kill Nezuko.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay. But no, he was like the strong silent type. Right. But he will
exactly.
say stuff. And he was thinking is like, wait a minute, why is she protecting him? How come it's like
Mm-hmm.
he was the one that really saw that not all demons will do harm.
Correct.
And he brought the brother and sister to his clan, if you will, of the demon slayers, and for he can get proper training and to help teach the other demon slayers about like this specific demon. And I also liked at the end of each episode, it reminded me of like He-Man, in the Master Universe, the old ones like She-Ra,
Oh yeah,
and Thundercats. So they'll talk to us at the end. They'll come out of the pages and talk to us and do like a little recap and maybe give a little lesson in that episode. Not really that much, not as strong as He-Man, Thundercats, and She-Ra did.
Yeah,
but they had that little flair.
They kind of break the fourth wall just a little bit to make it a little bit more fun.
And they give you a little, I guess, heads up of what to expect for the next episode too. Because usually, like on Netflix or like that, when the credits roll at the lower corner, next episode, and it shows, but it wasn't happening. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
So as I'll fast forward a little bit, and then it'll show like the pages, and then the characters will pop out of that page. Now, since you've seen it and you're obviously you can remember the names better than I can.
It helps with Google.
Well, that too. But I don't know how deep you're into it now, but what was your favorite moment yourself?
So I did finish the last season and I'm waiting for the next season to come out.
So you saw all 3 seasons?
Yeah. And well, technically they consider it two seasons. The one that's the expansion of the movie, they don't consider that official season.
Because I'm just saying Hulu said 3 seasons. So
that's why it's weird. But yeah, you definitely should check out the last season. I personally, there's a lot of memorable parts.
Like too many.
There's too many, but like they're all unique in their own ways. Like fight scene wise, beautiful fights. And arguably the Spider Clan fight in season 1 was probably one of the most intense fights in the entire season, because like it was just everybody, you see other demon slayers and clans being destroyed and so forth like that. Memorable wise, like I like that moment where he's learning to train. He's like slice through the boulder.
Yes.
And he's like getting a technique, and you realize is a memorable and sad at the same time. And you realize that he's been practicing and training this entire time with the fallen students that were before him. It's like the spirits of those who have fought before him. It's tragic. The story goes from being like upbeat to tragic very often. And it does a really good job of it. But yes, that was a beautiful moment.
Now for me, I mean, I already mentioned it, but I do have a question, because again, you saw and I didn't, where it's in the movie.
Yeah.
In the train with a demon that regenerates himself so quick that the fire demon slayer is fighting him, and he just regenerates. So he gets hit or stabbed by the black sword. Okay, you can tell me, so does he get a new sword or does he get that sword back? Because that demon escapes into the woods because he doesn't want to get burned from the sunrise.
Yeah. So his sword is jacked up and it was damaged. So they actually had to replace, reforge his sword, which causes in season 2, the official season 2, the sword guy, the creator, who is a who's like obsessed with blades. He came back just for that moment, which was a hilarious moment.
Oh, because he has he has 2 masters that wear masks. Well, right?
One's a master and one's the sword creator. He creates for almost all the.
And right, that's right. He comes back and beats him. He beats him for losing the sword, I believe. And he has it's the red mask, right?
Yeah. He actually tries to kill him. He pulls a knife.
Oh, that's right.
He's like, you damaged the sword.
That's right. And the other one was like the caretaker of his sister that looked after her while he was training.
Yes, and he actually hypnotized his sister.
Correct, to help him, to protect him and others that meet other demons. That's correct.
Yeah, so basically she'll see all humans as her family. and that's why she'll
Gotcha.
jump to the aid of them. But she'll see Tanjiro above them all, so
Right.
she'll go to him first. Which like her evolution is actually really cool. Even though she's not feeding on humans,
Mm-hmm.
she's evolving as a demon regardless. She's kind of
Right.
like Blade. She's not fully turned, but like at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, she's like their daywalker, but doesn't walk in the day. And then
I,
the season 2, she goes through a change, bro. Woo!
all right, now I gotta watch it. Okay.
She is badass. But yeah,
Yeah, I just find it
it's some
weird
good
that like she'll
moments.
have this that for her to get her strength back, she has to do like Groku. She has to sleep
Well, I mean,
and rest. Well,
yeah,
she doesn't
it's
have.
like you
She's like
recharge her batteries.
right. I mean, she can't. They don't trust her to get blood like from animals or something like that. So I guess they'll just
Well, I don't know if they can
rest.
feed. I don't remember if they can feed off of animals because even because there was, remember those 2 other demons that they meet, the nurse, the doctor, and the nurse,
Mm-hmm.
right? They still feed. I think they don't feed on humans, but they were at one point. But they
Mm-hmm.
never said anything about them not feeding on any animals.
Oh, his death was well. He didn't die. No, no, no. But
No, but
I thought he did.
everybody thought he died, and then he got back up, and everyone was like freaking out.
Yeah, because I was like, oh wow, like because that was pretty gruesome. This head gets
Like,
taken off.
like from this part off.
Yeah, it was like, oh yeah. Was it halfway? I thought the whole head got smashed.
It may. I thought it was.
And
I
then
think I remember it being halfway.
then it started growing. Then he tries to start talking, and then the blonde guy was like, "Holy crap!" Like he starts freaking out.
Yeah.
Um,
Either way, it would have been brutal. And that was when they all thought that they were facing like one of the 12. It was it the 12 demons? Yeah, of the moon. And it turned out they were like just fakes. And they're like, oh, they're so much stronger. Because remember, they have that tattoo on their eye.
Oh yes, yes. I do like the intro of Michael Jackson. I'm gonna call him that. I'm gonna call him that. I know that's not his name.
He
But
turns into a female at one point.
okay, cool. Even more so. But no, where he is found out and he has a family. Like I mean, it's weird. They don't see his red eyes and stuff. But anyway, and behind their backs, and to distract the hero, like he quickly like wipes his nails across someone's back that infects them right away, and then starts attacking
Just
people. And it's like,
yeah, because it's like in the middle. Imagine like for anybody who hasn't watched, of course, imagine like New Year's Eve, right? You're in the middle of Manhattan watching the New Year's ball drop. Then all of a sudden, like a vampire just starts attacking people in the middle
or
of
a
the crowd.
zombie,
Or a zombie.
or a zombie. Yeah.
That's essentially what happened. And like, and of course, our main hero, because the main goal is stop Michael Jackson, because other demons can't turn other demons. At least I haven't witnessed that. Or if they did mention it, I missed it.
That's the only downside, is that I wish there was more interaction with that character, the big boss.
I think that's coming.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is like it was like he was introduced in the first season, in the couple like maybe a handful of the first episodes, and then you don't see him or hear from him again. It just goes back to the hero's training, meeting the other characters, meeting other demons, but you don't really get back to him. And I would like to have seen that in a sense of like to know his game plan or how he's going about bringing up his game plan into his reality.
I want to say they talked about it briefly in a couple episodes, like where he believes like it's the whole cliche, like demons are superior, but like he's trying to make the perfect demon because like none are like him. They're just like lower grades. And then there is slight hint as to he has a hate against Tanjiro.
But like, why?
That's alluded a little, and I say this sparingly because it is alluded, but it's not clarified. But it ties to his father.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess I have to watch more to learn about that. Or if they,
it's very sparing when it's mentioned, but like it was mentioned in season 1 a little bit, and then the whole purpose of the movie was also because of that, because he always references the earrings.
Yes.
And that was his father's earrings.
Okay. Gotcha.
So he has a hate boner for those earrings.
Oh, what it represents, right?
Yeah.
26 episodes. per season or for this season is a lot. As you can tell, it's hard for me to remember the names, even though the main two characters
They
always
say it
being
all the
said.
time.
I
Yeah.
know, but I just can't for some reason remember that.
I will say this: the official season 2 is only like 11 episodes long.
What was another one that was like the Troll Hunters?
Oh,
Troll
you seeing
Hunters
relations between Troll Hunters and this?
no, just in the sense of how the episodes were. Like the first season was forever as well.
Mm-hmm.
The following seasons were a lot shorter. Where here as well, like the first season here was 26, and you're saying the other seasons were shorter.
True.
So
in its defense, like there was a long gap between season 1 and those other parts, and to the point, like where the pandemic had happened, so it delayed everything, and some of the companies that like went under. So there was a real big concern for the anime community at one point that they would just not do any other seasons to Demon Slayer, and a lot of people were pissed. They were like, just the thought of it were pissing people off. But yeah, it's definitely out there, and you can burn through the other episodes easily.
Right. Now, Demon Slayer does have a score on Rotten Tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing from the official critics, but the audience score is 84%, and I am with that. I don't think it should be less. It could possibly be a little higher, but 84 is a good score for this. It's not over the top like some anime are. It's not too cheesy as others are. There is a balance of cheesiness, of good story, of good action, of good music score, pace, character development. I'm good with that. And maybe I will give it a higher score, not by much, maybe 88, maybe 90. I'll give it in the sense of those topics just mentioned. Mm-hmm. And what about you? Are you with 84? Are you a little higher, a little lower?
I'm with the 84 and higher. So I wouldn't go lower than that. I think that's bare bottom of where I would go. Personally, yeah. I do like it. It's enough for me to like say I watched all the episodes. I watched the movie and the train arc series that they had, just so I can compare the two. And as soon as they come out with the official season 3, I will be there to watch that too. Cool. I'm invested in it.
Oh, and I have the figure. Where is it?
Oh, did you finally open it out the box?
No, it's still in it.
So, like,
his name is right here.
Yeah. So for those, if you have not watched our year anniversary review, this was referenced, and I made fun of him because I was like, "You have the figure for something you've never watched," and now he can say, "I watched it."
And his name is not on here. It's all in Japanese.
Because that's how authentic it should be.
Well, the thing is, it's written in Japanese, all this stuff. And I got this like at Burlington Coat Factory.
Yeah, I remember you told me that.
I got it. Yeah. So it was like, okay, cool. So now I can officially take it out of the box and put it on display.
Now you just
all right, guys.
Zenitsu.
Yeah. Okay, guys. That is our series review of Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. I know I said that last part terribly. Have you seen it? You can watch the first season definitely on Netflix. Also season 1, 2, and 3 on Hulu as well as Crunchyroll. Now also, if you have a series, an anime series that you would like us to review, please hit us up at talesoftvbros@gmail.com or mention it in the description below and we'll check it out. We'll possibly give you a shout out. Until next time, we'll be there next time. I am Angel.
I'm Adan.
Love you, bro.
Love you, bro.